XRP and the company Ripple are going to shock the financial system. This Ripple versus SEC case around XRP being a security, in my opinion, is going to be written about in history books 30 to 40 to 100 years from now. It is going to change the way that the system operates. We're heading into a brand new monetary system. Everything will be tokenized, and there's this window of opportunity for Main Street to get a piece of Wall Street. My name is Coach JB. What I work to do is make very complex macro and microeconomic strategies very simple so the normal everyday person can implement them. What I do during these very volatile, high profit assets like cryptocurrency, the auto boom, the .com boom. Now we have the cryptocurrency boom. Before full regulation comes in, there you can make a large amount of profit, very speculative. I pull from the left side of the risk pyramid, high profit, high risk, and I pull it down the pyramid to insurance products. I insure my family and I insure my wealth to guarantee my principal to get market-like returns. So if you want to learn how I insure my wealth with my licensed insurance team, click the description down below, set up a free consultation, or click the link in my bio and set up a free consultation. I also have, which is completely separate from my insurance company, my 3T Warrior Academy. If you want an education academy and learn how we did this on the other side, click the link down below. You can join 7 days for free to dive right into our education academy. All right, so let's dive right into this. So we've been following this case since December 20th, 2020, and I'm holding on like a tick on a dog. You know, if you think about this for just a moment, not financial advice, but when this case dropped, I'd already been invested in XRP. When this case dropped, I did a little press release on my YouTube video. You know, I don't even know why I would do a press release, but I did a press release because I kept getting text messages, XRP, oh, why? I'm like, I'm holding on like a tick on a dog. Dime in hand, don't trip, buy the dip. And I've been buying the dip, dime in hand. I've been accumulating ISO tokens. I've been accumulating things that I believe are going to survive regulation. And I have a very, very strict exit plan as this bull market goes parabolic, okay, which I explained on the back end. But this was posted by the Bearable Bull. I think it was yesterday. Was that November 9th? Oh, I must have missed this. Oh, he reposted this. Okay, so he reposted this. My apologies. So he posted this on November 9th, 2023. Oh, wow. Okay, so did he repost this? Am I missing something here? Anyways, this was posted on November 9, 2023. We're going to listen to it anyways because it says Brad Garlinghouse fires shots that will be heard around the world. If the SEC, Gary Gensler, wasn't wasting time suing Ripple and meeting with Sam Bankman-Fried, maybe we could have avoided some of the fraud. So this was done in 2023, but this is super relevant for my video today. So check this out.
What you hear and you talk about how this is becoming somewhat of a partisan issue. I've spoken with a lot of Democratic lawmakers, crypto skeptics about this, and they cite fraud often, that a lot of people are defrauded through crypto scams. Also things questioning whether or not blockchain ultimately really does anything new that can't be done already, that it's just trying to recreate something for no good reason and potentially bad things come with it. How much more work needs to be done to push back against that kind of narrative?
Well, I mean, the fraud point, you know, and you and I talked a little about this backstage. You know, the FTX fraud wasn't a crypto fraud. I mean, yes, it was a fraud. I don't know, like it absolutely wasn't unique that this happened to crypto. There's other frauds that in some cases were even a bigger scale than what happened there. So when I hear people say, well, we need legislative solutions around to prevent FTX. It's like, well, maybe if Gary Gensler and the SEC weren't so focused on going after Ripple and meeting openly with Sam Bankman-Fried, maybe we could have actually avoided some of that, right? I don't know. I mean, you know, Gensler won't comment on his meetings he had with SBF, so I don't really know what that's all about. But it strikes me those aren't the laws we need to clarify. Fraud laws are there, and there's many jurisdictions. You have Chair Benham from the CFTC. There's fraud. I mean, there's lots of ways you can address that. And obviously, Sam Bankman-Fried, I think, is probably going to go to jail. I know the sentencing hasn't happened.
Yeah. But guilty on all 7 counts.
Correct. So,
okay. So I want you to hear that part around, you know, if Gary Gensler, remember Ripple guys, I dove deep into this. Ripple was meeting with the SEC. They were working to be up with compliance. Okay. So now let's fast forward because I thought that was posted anyways, I was confused about that, but it's a great video to go into what was posted yesterday, April 22nd, 2024. So James K. Fallon posted, at Ripple has filed its opposition to the SEC government's motion for remedies and entry of final judgment. So Stuart Aldry, the chief legal counsel for Ripple, posted, our opposition to the SEC request for $2 billion in penalties for legal institutional sales is now public. In the case that had no allegations or findings of reckless or fraud, and in which Ripple won a significant issue, the SEC's ass is just more evidence of its ongoing intimidation against all of crypto in the US. We remain confident that the judge will approach this final remedies phase fairly. I mean, it's embarrassing for the SEC. And as that's going on, the SEC, Ripple is dominating. The global financial system is experiencing a unanimous increase in the demand for stablecoins centered around utility, liquidity, and trust. The benefits of Ripple stablecoin: enterprise grade, compliance first, transparency, liquidity on a DEX. And then you can dive in here on Ripple. So it's champion blockchain and crypto utility with Ripple's USD backed stablecoin. So this company is being sued by the SEC. The SEC is asking for billions of dollars, and they don't even flinch. They know that this is all by design to slow down one of the most disruptive companies in human history. So I'm only speaking from my paradigm, guys. I'm not a maxi on XRP. I'm not a maxi on any cryptocurrency. I'm an investor. There's a book behind me, if you can see it, called Intelligent Investor. I'm an investor. As an investor, you get non-emotional about your investments. The book Intelligent Investor, you stop investing in the stock market and you invest in companies. If you're tribal around your investment, it doesn't make any sense, right? I invest in things that I can measure. I invest in things that I can see if they're trustworthy. I can invest in things that I can see Stuart Aldry boldly standing up there, chest proud, chin up. Brad Garlinghouse boldly standing up to the SEC, not even flinching when they ask for $2 billion because they know that's a horse I'm willing to bet on. Bitcoin. I started betting on the horse last year. Just being honest, I finally got into Bitcoin last year because the asset managers are moving into it. So it became more of a horse in the race for me. You know, it was back in from 2009 all the way to 2023. It was this synonymous Satoshi Nakamoto, which is still that. But with the asset managers moving into it and a Bitcoin ETF being approved, that made sense to me. Now it's something that I know that I could safely put my money into and probably get some profits from it. But also it's extremely speculative, guys. There is no regulation right now. So you got to be very, very careful. You got to be an intelligent investor. So as it goes up on the left side of the risk pyramid, it gets really risky. I'm pulling 50% of my portfolio in this bull run, 2024 back end, all the way through 2026. I pull it down the risk pyramid, and I use personally Index Universal Life. That's what I use. It works very well for me. It's not a short-term strategy for me. It's a long-term strategy. I like to access my money. I would like to access my money tax-free at the end of retirement. You can do that. The cash value with tax code 77028. It's not a 77028 plan. People try to sell it. It's not a retirement plan. With insurance, you can access the cash value tax-free at the back end of your life, which is opposite of most investments like a 401k, right? On the back end, you get taxed. I like to lock in my tax rates. I like to secure my principal. Rule number one, don't lose money. Warren Buffett. Rule number two is follow rule number one. So I make sure that when I pull profits, I make sure that my money is locked in. My family is locked in. And then I can be a little more risky with my other investments. So if I lose money, my family is secure. I'm also diversified in business, diversified a little bit in precious metals, and I'm using Bitcoin as my gold. And then for me, I'm heading into real estate. And on top of all of that, I have the Rockefeller waterfall system set up. And it's a system that I built based on studying nonstop how money moves through the system. Okay, it's worked very well for me. It's worked very well for hundreds of people that we've helped and the thousands of people that have gone through my academy. But the key for you, though, is you have to not think about this. You need to build financial literacy and financial discipline so you can make your own solid decisions. That is the key to this. We got to stop just trusting other people with our money. You have to start to trust yourself. We have to teach ourselves what money is. In the American monetary system, we go to school, we get a job, we trade time for money. So much time we can't pay attention. We throw it with an HR manager, they put it into a 401k, or you go to a bank and say, hey, can you manage my money? And they never check in with you. And you have no idea. And hope is not a strategy. You're hoping that when you retire, the market is going to be favorable. Like that's what that you've worked your whole life for retirement, and you're going to hope that the market is going to be favorable at your retirement, that doesn't sound like a retirement strategy to me. Hope is not a strategy. Knowing, foundation, security, okay? Being able to measure where it's going to be at when you retire seems like a strategy to me. So just wanted to bring that up. These are things that I'm doing exactly for my paradigm. If you need support, I'm a licensed insurance agent. I have licensed insurance agents in all 50 states. Down below, you can set up a free consultation with my insurance team. I want to make it very clear. My 3T Warrior Academy is completely separate from my insurance or arm of my companies, okay? Then I have the 3T Warrior Academy. That's an education academy. So our insurance company is completely separate. You can also join our education academy, completely two separate companies. So if you reach out to my insurance team, they're not going to, it's not the 3T Warrior Academy, okay? Completely separate. So I just want to make that clear because we got a lot of mixing of lines going there. We have a bunch of different companies. So I just want to make that clear, do the best I can. We also have Merlin, the smartest way to track your crypto. That's how we do exit strategies. I'm also the owner and co-founder of Merlin. Merlin is a systematic process where you can set up an exit strategy so you can get on the markets on time. And also want to give a big shout out to Kevin. Love you, brother. Appreciate you for this amazing gift. Have an awesome day. Warriors, rise, get your shit together. Let's go.